What's up, Go to Ones? Frank from the Go to Guild here, checking out Daynew, a social platform for people dealing with grief and trauma. First of all, these are two pretty prolific founders. Dog Vacay, I obviously know of, and Handering.io, which I think was part of Gracious Eloise, which was something I checked out for my last company when we were doing kind of swag boxes. So, two awesome founders who obviously went through something pretty traumatic, losing their significant others, losing their husbands in devastating and unexpected ways. They discovered there were no suitable places where people could go to face all the challenges that surfaced during the grieving process. I'm sold from there because I find that to be true. For a lot of folks dealing with trauma, as some of you know, I've dealt with my mother passing, and I've also volunteered for kids who've had a loved one pass before they're 18, and for people who are incarcerated as well. So dealing with trauma is something I think is super important to society. This is why I wanted to do a review of this one, because obviously two great founders working on a great problem, important problem, something that needs to be seen more. So let's check it out and give it a normal review like I would anything else. But definitely check this out, support it. This deserves all of our care. If you or someone you know needs support, get a free customized roadmap to move forward. Okay, so they have apps, Google, Apple, or you can continue on the web. This headline, A New Day Backwards. I don't know what A New Day Backwards means. Woonyad? I don't know why. Oh man, I can't be serious in serious times. Um, I don't really know what that A New Day Backwards means. Um, if someone, if you or someone you know needs support, um, I feel like the need support can be taken so many ways, and the way it was introduced, at least from the article, was a little bit more about grief and trauma. I feel like those are more specific words. Need support can mean so many things, especially if somebody's just landing on this page. They don't really know the app too well. But let's conclude these three parts. So organizational, get things done with a personalized list of administrative, financial, and legal tasks. Pay bills, call lawyer, follow up with insurance, sell assets. Okay, so this is really for when you've someone has passed away, and it's something I still deal with. There's a lot of things like immediately after someone dies, you're supposed to do all these things. You're supposed to get, you know, all this paperwork done. And I was an executor, so there's all these pieces that I think there's some things that I still probably should have done earlier on that I didn't fully do, because no one's really guiding me through that process. Um, and it's a hard time where you really don't feel like doing anything, to have to deal with some of these parts of the process. Um, so from the list of things on the organizational part, I'm assuming it is still very focused on grieving and the immediate aftermath. And I think they lined up the different parts very well. So there's the organizational part, there's the dealing with the will and probate and all those things, the emotional things like how do you process your feelings, and then social, can you connect with other people. Um, I used to go on Reddit. There was like a cancer support subreddit where people just talk about what they're going through. I think being part of those communities are also important. So I think they have the like all the elements that are useful. I just think the hero could communicate that this is about grief a little bit more directly, um, because people are going to come in from all different places. So if I'm going to rate the hero part, I can't really give it a 7 because I don't feel like it really told the story well enough. So I'm going to give it a 6.8. Let's see what the rest of the page has. Our story, which is important. Karine and Eloise were introduced when they both lost their husband unexpectedly. Despite an abundance of casseroles and floral arrangements, they still felt extremely overwhelmed and alone. As experienced tech entrepreneurs, they set out to build a company and community to support people when and how they need it the most. Oh, I have somebody great for you guys. For you gals, sorry. great PR person, but that's that's for another day. How it works: get organized, answer a few questions, and Daynew will help you get organized with a customized and manageable to-do list of administrative, legal, financial tasks. You can prioritize, reorganize, and check off items at your pace with reminders, resources, and tips. In terms of the product side, there is some. I mean, some people would consider this morbid, but I think sometimes it's good to plan ahead of time. I guess in their cases, there was no plan, because I guess they died unexpectedly. But for people who have a little bit of a heads up to get organized before is really useful. It might be something that people get started with, and they can go through hospice care places or end of life care places in order to onboard people in a way that means they're as best taken care of in that time part of the process. Something to think about. Process your emotions. Cool. Find community. Why is this backpackers? This doesn't seem to match what we're talking about. Yeah, I know this is probably a stock image, but they probably should change it to something more direct. You're not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Carl Jung. Okay, let's heal together. Cool. Yeah, I think this is great. Obviously, two great founders coming together to do something important. So they have workshops and retreats. I think that's smart to do as well. Okay. Yeah, I think I like the story part of it. I mean, they're using some stock images that are fine. It's a little bit text heavy on this part. I'd rather it to be a little bit more visual. Daynew is a new day backwards. Wow. I'm stupid. Oh, man. I don't know why that didn't. Oh, wow. Okay. Daynew. A new day backwards. Got it. I still don't really like that tagline. It doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, if I had to guess, I think leaning onto the organizational side can be the most helpful. Like, how can they deeply integrate into the list of tasks you have to do, whether it's hiring a, funeral home, dealing with, whatever documentations for the lawyer, bills, and getting bills changed into other people's names is like a whole thing. That was really frustrating. Getting mail changed. People be sending you mail over and over and over. People will call you over and over asking for my mom. It's like, thank you for reminding me my mom is dead. Like, why are you continuing to call me? All kinds of stuff. So I really think this can be a really powerful tool. So this is one of the more interesting things I've seen. So in terms of the page, I think the rest of the page was pretty solid. I think having the story was a good part of it. So I'm going to give the rest of the page a 8.2. Yeah. As you can tell, I really like this one. And I hope it does well. Because if it does well, a lot of people are served. So props to the founders of Daynew. Check them out, daynew.com. As always, check us out at gotogill.com if you need product marketing support. That's what I do. Brush your teeth, walk in the corner. Denbo out.